Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel, guys. Today we've got another Toronto Raptor video. We have a hot take video for you. If you're new here, hit that like button, hit that sub button if you enjoyed this video. Basically, a couple times a week, I go through Raptor hot takes and just kind of give you guys my reaction to them. I haven't looked at, I think we have 22 comments here. I don't know how many of them are going to be usable. I don't know. We might have to make a part 2 of this, but before I get into this video, thank you guys so much for 8,000 subscribers. Hit that yesterday, so, really thank you, especially Raptor Nation. You guys really blessing me. So, for right now, let's get into some hot takes. I have some really good news on the way, and I'm really, really, really hoping this is the last ever Toronto Raptors Summer League in the background. So let's get into it. Mike Brown said Fred VanVleet will make the All-Star team. Wow, that is a little bit of a juicy take. If you want to see Fred make the All-Star team, I think he's going to have to... Honestly, I think he's going to have to average at least 7 assists per game. If you look at his statistics last year, 52 games played, 19.6 points, 4.2 rebounds, 6.3 assists. I mean, it's very solid. He's getting 36.5 minutes per game. I forget which Raptors podcast, but there was a Raptors podcast where I was listening to, and I think they were actually debating the same topic. Could Fred VanVleet become an all-star this next season? He's going to have to play in more than 52 games. Health, to me, isn't really an issue for Fred. I mean, he's a career 38.5% three-point shooter, so scoring and health I don't think are going to be issues for Fred. No more Kyle Lowry, and you already saw him get his career high, almost 20 points per game last year. If Fred averages 20 points per game, 7 assists, 4 rebounds, I don't really see a reason as to why he shouldn't make the All-Star team. 1.9 steals 2 years ago, 1.7 steals last year. He's a very underrated defender. I don't think Fred making the All-Star team is that hot of a take. What makes it a hot take is honestly just like any Raptor player getting respect from the NBA media. And, there's going to be a lot of competition in the Eastern Conference at that point guard position. So I guess that's kind of why it makes a little bit of a hot take. All right, we'll move on to Alfred Wong here. Raptors' ceiling is 7th seed this season, 12th seed floor. Only one player will have a breakout season, if any. My bet is on Gary Trent Jr. If you guys watch me, I don't see a reason why most of the Raptors' younger players aren't going to break out this year. I've made videos on Gary Trent. I could definitely see him breaking out. I think more than one player are going to break out, and then this is a very talented team. So if you have 2 players break out and then you already have your established stars, even if Pascal or Fred is one of those 2 players to really just kind of break out, Pascal goes 25 points, 8 rebounds, something crazy like that. Fred goes 23 points, 9 assists. If that happens more than one time, I just don't see a scenario where the Raptors are only the 7th seed in the Eastern Conference. I get the hype. NBA media is hyping up the Eastern Conference when in reality, outside of the Milwaukee Bucks, I just am not completely sold on any team. We have an extremely, extremely short offseason again. What was it, 2 months? I mean, basketball's up starting in a couple of weeks here. So what was the offseason? 2-3 months max. There's going to be a lot of injuries. Hopefully there's no COVID crap, but there's going to be a ton of injuries, man. And outside of the Milwaukee Bucks, I mean, you have obviously the Brooklyn Nets, like the Philadelphia 76ers, as kind of the top dogs in the East, but injuries. Brooklyn wasn't healthy last season. I can't forget about Miami. They got Kyle Lowry now, but my Chicago Bulls. I just think that if the Raptors are healthy for the entire season, if they're like majority healthy and there's no big injuries, I really think this is a year where they're going to just shock a lot of teams for that reason. I think right now is a perfect time where they have this young talent who's ready to break out, and if they stay healthy and they do break out, they're going to be on the radar. So thank you, Alfred. Nice little hot take there. Also, I feel like I should make known that I don't think most of these guys are their opinions. Most of these are Raptors fans just kind of giving a hot take opinion. So Derek Nicholson, OG will be the Raptors' best player by the end of the season. You know I love this right here. OG to me is going to average 20 points per game this season. He's already established himself as one of the best defenders, perimeter defenders in the entire NBA. Last year only played 43 games, 16 points, 5.5 rebounds, and 2 assists. Finally, first time in his career he averaged minutes starting with the number 3. Had a great 40% three ball with 6.1 attempts per game. I just agree with this fully. I think OG is going to make an all-star team. I think he might even be in the running for Defensive Player of the Year, Most Improved. I think OG, I totally agree with you. I think OG is going to have a breakout year. All right, this one's from Liam Bonnell. I love your profile picture. It's the Chicago Blackhawks. Malachi Flynn, Most Improved. This is another really good one, and I've seen a lot of you Raptors fans getting very, very excited over Malachi Flynn, and I'm pretty excited to see how Malachi can do as well. I think he showed a lot of good signs at the end of last season, and then I think he showed some really good signs of improvement in the summer league. You look at him statistically, keep in mind he didn't average over 20 minutes per game. 7.5 points, 3 assists, 2.5 rebounds, almost a steal per game. Shot the three ball at a 32% clip. There's clear. I think this is a phenomenal take by Liam here, because just statistically, you look at Malachi Flynn's stats, you're like, oh my goodness, like that. He doesn't even really look like a good point guard with those statistics. 32% from 3. Didn't really get anything going in the rebound category, assist category, scoring. There wasn't much there average-wise. But then you look into it, and it's like, oh, he only played 47 games. He only started 14. Of those 14 starts, I feel like he really had a lot more improvement, a little bit more consistency. That was a big issue for Malachi last year. At the beginning of the year especially, was just a little bit inconsistent. Became more consistent as the season went on. In the summer league, like I said, I was just very, very intrigued by him. So the only reason I don't think Malachi Flynn will win Most Improved just kind of goes along the fact that he's going to have to see a good amount of minutes, which he might. But, I'm a little worried about Goran Dragic being there because he is a very capable scorer off the bench. Hopefully that makes Malachi's role even better. But, just I think who's the players? You got OG in the running for a possible Most Improved. I think Malachi Flynn, if you were to actually place a bet right now, I don't know what the odds are, but if you were to actually place a bet on Malachi Flynn winning Most Improved, and he did, you would be a very, very rich man, because it just goes all the, stats last year weren't eye-popping, and NBA media just doesn't really care about the Raptors, let alone their backup point guard that no one really knows except Raptor fans. So if you got some money to spare, if you got some money to spend, maybe throw a bet on Malachi Flynn or even OG winning a Most Improved award. But that's going to be it for today, guys. I think we're going to have to make this into a two-parter. If you have any hot takes you want to be in the next video, go ahead, drop them down below. Hit the like button, hit the sub button. Peace.